We've got ourselves a big one. England man Maddison out of Leicester and in to Spurs. Does that open the floodgates in the Championship transfer market? So through goes our biggest Championship deal so far this summer. James Maddison is now a Spurs player, and we think around £40 million is going to be heading Leicester's way to pay for him. It's not a surprise. We all know big names from the clubs just down from the Premier League are not going to be hanging around. But it is good news that it's done so early in the window, and it might get other deals moving along a little bit faster. Leicester are in rebuild mode, and it sounds like they're going to be pretty aggressive about it under new manager Maresca. Centre-back Connor Cody is heavily rumoured for £7.5 million, and Harry Winks in midfield from Spurs would be a heads up for the other teams expecting to challenge, as experienced Premier League players are looking willing to drop down the level to get Leicester straight back up. Zach Steffen is linked in goal on loan. He went all the way to the playoff semis with Borough last year. And Joel Pirro up top is a proven scorer in the division with Swansea. That is going to have to be dealt with by new sporting director, with Paul Watson joining the Swans from Luton. Speaking of proven scorers, by the way, Jamie Vardy has turned down Saudi and may well see the final year of his deal out in the Championship with Leicester. We'll see what the other big boys have up their sleeves in response once the bids start coming in for the likes of James Ward-Prowse at Southampton, and once Leeds finally appoint themselves a new boss. A few others to talk about, but first, just a quick plug. Really appreciate everyone's support with the subs, the likes and the comments. If you want to go the extra mile though, sign up over on Patreon for some extra content, access to our WhatsApp group, and the chance to tell me what you really think face to face in our roundtable debates. That's patreon.com/Benjamin Blue. It's 2023 and we're still talking about Tom Ince. He has gone to Watford for what we think is as low as 50 grand after the Hornets triggered his relegation release clause at Reading. Despite, as I mentioned, having been around forever, he's still just 31. And if my maths is right, next season will be Tom Ince's 12th with some involvement in the Championship. If they can get a tune out of him, it could be one of the most cost-effective and shrewd deals of the summer. Who knows? My lot Ipswich were big spenders down in League One, and off they go with the first deal in at Championship level. Jack Taylor in central midfield has come in for what we think is about 1.5 million from playoff semi-final losers Peterborough. Now, I did talk about this over on the Blue Monday podcast, so click up there for plenty more detail on that one. Now, although Jack Taylor couldn't help Peterborough to promotion from League One, direct attacking goalscorer and winger Paul Smith certainly did help Leyton Orient up in League Two. That strong season has got him a move back to QPR, where he was previously, and it's a return to working with Gareth Ainsworth, who had him on loan at Wycombe. It's going to be interesting to see if Smith can deliver second time around at Rangers and at Championship level. Good luck to him. At Birmingham, Kevin Long is going to make his stay longer. He's going to do another year at Blues after arriving in January, and one that looks close, probably by the time you're watching this might well be done, Christian Bielik, who was on loan there at Blues last season from Derby. That could soon be made permanent. A couple of outgoings. Teemu Pukki, he'd become a bit of a Championship legend the past few seasons with his goal-scoring exploits at Norwich. We knew he was off. He's landed at Minnesota. Dan Johnson, absolute stalwart for Preston, 300 games, plenty of goals too. He has been released. Surely a Championship club, maybe one managed by Alex Neil, is going to be snapping him up. The one that may well have the most impact though, Chidozie Ogbene, out of Rotherham, off to Luton on a free. 8 goals, 4 assists for the Millers last season. Top scorer there, and if not their best player, certainly a key performer in their survival. His output will need replacing. Get your thoughts in on that little lot down there in the comments. Will the Maddison deal have the knock-on effect I'm expecting or maybe hoping for? Are Leicester putting themselves at the head of the pack if these other deals get done? And could we see Leicester setting the bar for Championship investment? Now, if only someone had made a helpful video of the top 10 biggest wage bills ever in the Championship? Well, click here to see the list of the big spenders. Something's telling me we might just add a couple of new names from this season's bunch.